Welcome to Headline to Heartline. A red carpet is a corridor with no doors, so the only limit is the one we choose to draw for ourselves. It is almost ironic to talk about Kim Kardashian's masked appearance at the 2025 Academy Museum Gala, because doing so is exactly what the spectacle wants. Every word, every click, every social reaction only extends the life of something that should not matter as much as it does. But silence can also feel like complicity. So here we are. This episode matters because it asks a simple question that touches anyone who scrolls, clicks, and talks about culture. When does fashion stop saying something and start using us as fuel? It also matters because we have lived through enough trends to know that freedom of expression is precious, while spectacle can quietly cheapen it for everyone. Here is what happened. On Saturday, October 18, 2025, at the Academy Museum Gala in Los Angeles, Kim Kardashian arrived in a nude couture gown from Maison Margiela with a full face mask that concealed her face and hair. Cameras flashed. Social feeds flooded. Some praised the commitment. Others asked the obvious question: why hide the face that built the brand? I do not like devoting oxygen to a stunt that grows stronger with every mention. But silence can feel like agreement. So I will say this plainly. In 2025, most of us are proud that people can wear what they want and express who they are. That progress is worth defending. This look did not defend it. It felt empty. Not boundary-breaking, not tender, not imaginative. Just noise. What made it worse was the silhouette, a shape that seemed to compress the ribs into an almost inhuman curve and carve the waist beyond what a body looks like when it is at ease. Online, some commenters called it bizarre and ugly. Others speculated about missing ribs. That kind of speculation is toxic. It reduces a woman to anatomy and invites a race to the bottom. Whether the shape came from corsetry, construction, or angles, celebrating a body that looks sculpted out of discomfort is not liberation. It is a billboard for a standard that leaves the rest of us feeling less human. Like and subscribe if you want thoughtful conversations that center people. Not clickbait. To be clear about the context, this is not the first time she has done a masked entrance. In 2021, she appeared at the Met Gala in New York completely veiled in black. The pattern is familiar. Cover the face, spark debate, collect engagement. Some see this as performance art and a commentary on anonymity. I see a strategy that treats attention as the only currency that matters, even if the exchange drains meaning from the room. And I will add something that may sound blunt because it comes from worry, not malice. The Kardashians feel like yesterday's story, and this looks like trying too hard to stay relevant. What is the point? When you have all the resources in the world, but do not use your mind to reach the next step, to challenge yourself, the result can be exactly this. Louder, not wiser. With or without money, we do not need to provoke society with empty gestures. There are countless ways to hold attention. The best usually comes from the inside out. She is walking in the opposite direction, and that is why this lands as noise rather than growth. Who benefits when we reward this? The algorithms do. The headlines do. But most viewers do not. When we accept shock as a substitute for beauty, ideas, or empathy, we teach designers and celebrities that escalation is the only path forward. That is not a path I want for any of us. It is not a path that respects the quiet power of craft or the dignity of a body allowed to look like it belongs to a living person. I am bitter today because this kind of content does not inspire us. It trains our eyes to expect spectacle and our hearts to settle for less. I worry about younger generations watching the escalation and mistaking noise for meaning. But the lesson is for all ages. We can pause before we share. We can ask, does this add light or only heat? We can choose to value the work over the stunt, the person over the pose. We can be the audience that rewards care, not chaos. My perspective is straightforward. Fashion can be free and expressive, yes, and I will defend that. But it should also meet us with honesty, feeling, and some measure of grace. There was none of that here. It was disgusting to look at because it was meaningless at heart. A mask over a mask, asking for a reaction instead of earning a response. Let me bring in the other side fairly. Some fans say she is pushing boundaries and holding up a mirror to fame itself, that the covered face is a way to question identity in an era of constant visibility. I understand the idea. The problem is that the execution lands like provocation for provocation's sake, and the social impact is simple. People who are already weary of impossible bodies and endless outrage feel more exhausted, not more inspired. We get more judgments about anatomy, more comments that chip away at how we see ourselves in the mirror, and fewer reasons to pause for wonder. Thank you for spending your time with me today. And please subscribe to the channel and like this video so we can keep building a space where style still speaks and people still matter. Until next time, may every red carpet remember it is only a pathway, not a boundary. And may we be the ones who draw the line with care.